they doing back here? We just never noticed him up until this point because of old Aurelian Soul and those goofy stars distracting us. But now, he's in there. He's ready to go. We got Tristana locked in. He may very well be playing that one. We got Pyosik on the Maokai. I'm not expecting this to be a support Maokai. We've got Kaisa and REll locked in on the side of EG.
However, in the Nasus, I will refuse to be baited. We'll see what they are going to go with here. Kaisa is up and available, if they wanted to take that as an answer. If they want to do Trist mid, you could do Kaisa bot. You can do those double marks and comps, which have been pretty popular.
Well, Kaisa's on the enemy side.
Zaya meant.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
My apologies.
All good, all good.
Spoke there, but it is going to be Summit with the Renekton. So EG have the option here to try to match roles a little bit. Do they want to grab their top laner here? And it is going to be the Jax coming out from Revenge. So Jax, generally seen as kind of a skill matchup into the Renekton with the ability to outscale as well. So it is a matchup that I think if people are comfortable on, they generally do prefer.
Yeah.
On the other side, of course, we do have two champions which could theoretically be support or jungle. There is the Maokai, there is the REll, but we are seeing the vast majority of RELs go to support, and we're seeing the vast majority of Maokais go to jungle.
Right, exactly. And for that Jax versus Renekton matchup, I think a lot of it, can you use your helicopter on the stun, right? It's an enchanted auto attack, so if that ends up popping off...
Can't be wasting your helicopter.
Yeah, do not waste your helicopter on Jax. It's the easiest way to end up throwing the lane.
There's another word that you add on to the end of helicopter where you're talking about Jax on your stream, but I can't quite remember what it is.
Helicopter blades, helicopter ability.
Spinny staff?
Yeah, helicopter spin, helicopter trick. There's a lot of options there with the helicopter.
Options, yeah,
there's just all sorts of ways you can phrase it. But hey, you were talking about Zaya maybe as an option for TL. And
I was actually talking about Kaisa, even though I meant Zaya.
Right.
And then now it's Zaya.
Yeah,
there you go.
Well, we got the Zaya. You just ooh ears all over the place. In game, out of game, it's everywhere. Ari's got him too, and they're gonna ban her. Too many ears.
What is with this ear hate?
Yeah, you're I can't remember what the species of what you are is called. It's
I was gonna say human, but
no, like as a Zaya Ari
League of Legendos character.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is, but it's something special. It starts with a V, like a.
The only lore I know is the lore I've learned accidentally, so...
I know the Skarner one, so that's about it, but Skarner is not...
I know that Rammus rolls around in the desert and says okay.
Yeah, I love that old school lore, man. Lore. Yeah, that's the deep lore right
that good
there.
Shit. That's that shit I do like, yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. We got the Thresh banned out. They want to keep CoreJJ off of that one. Sejuani banned away by TL. You're going to see Sheiden on Lee Sin. I know that's like a fan favorite, but... Come on, lock it in. Give me some flair.
Yeah, we'll see what he is going to lock in. All-time most played is Viego. Has one Lee Sin game.
Okay, so probably not Lee Sin.
And it was a loss.
Okay, definitely not Lee Sin.
But
we'll get
he could improve his win rate significantly
by 50%.
With one win. Yeah, that's a pretty big jump
in one game.
But instead, we are going to get his most played all-time in competitive 25 games of Viego.
What's that win rate look like?
52.
Okay.
Yeah. He does have a below 50% win rate though overall, so the teams he's been on haven't been the most dominant, so it's not one of these guys that's on like a Cloud9 or whatever that has 60-70% win rates on everything.
Yeah. Well, that's just life, isn't it? Samira has a brand new thematic skin come out, and she would be able to use her W to block Kaisa's W, but instead we get the champion that does the most damage in the entire game, AD carry Ashe.
Wait, we got Heimer.
But I do like the Heimer.
It's like the Sven special.
The Heimer. Yeah. Somebody other than Sven being willing to pick this. CoreJJ throwing it down with the wrench.
Can we confirm it's CoreJJ on stage?
Yeah. How tall is the man sitting in that chair, and how blonde?
Not very blonde.
Okay. All right. Well, it's probably CoreJJ then.
2 out of 10 at most. Yeah. Right. That's the most I'll give you.
Well, CoreJJ is on the Heimerdinger here, and the last pick of the draft for
Sylas.
EG and JoJo is Sylas.
Let's go. That's actually a pretty cool pick here. There is the Buster Shot, obviously, to steal, which can be pretty powerful. It does have, obviously that high AP ratio on it when you are stealing it away. This is a matchup that you do see people enjoying.
And hey, reminder to everybody out there with the regular season coming to a close. It's nearly time for the LCS playoffs starting next Thursday. We'll be back for 3 weeks of double elim action as teams battle for a spot at the LCS Championship in Newark. Check out lolesports.com for more information. And remember, Wednesdays are the wrong days after this week. We will not be on Wednesdays no more. It's going to be Thursday and Friday of next week. And then for the 2 weeks following, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wednesday is not there. If you show up on Wednesday, we won't be here, except Raz said he might be hanging out in the park. parking lot. So that's about it.
Wednesday is like Yumi the split, deleted.
Yep, and you know what? I don't miss Yumi at all.
Having that AP ratio on the Maokai ult can be really powerful. And I do think with Heimer, the way that it works, in my understanding, is that you can actually use any of the different ults. So you can use, I think you can do the different variations. Like you can do ult grenade, turret, and missiles, if I'm not incorrect. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe I've seen that interaction.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on how Sylas interacts with it either.
Yeah, I know the, thank you, observers. I know the ulti's for Heimer. I'm not 100% certain on the
how Sylas interacts with them. Yeah,
because there are some weird ones.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's a bit more of an obscure situation that kind of only happens when these two champions out of a roster of 160 interact.
Exactly, and it's like with Alawi, right, where it's like you can steal the ulti, but then you have no way to make the tentacles do anything and stuff, right? Like
so it's just like, all right, boys, welcome to the tentacle zone.
I jumped real high.
They don't do anything, but I'm afraid of them.
How can she slap? Well, she can't, unfortunately.
All right, do we get to have anything fun at level 1 this game? I don't think so.
We can have something fun.
Heimerdinger has brush control bottom, so I don't think anybody's going to try to step up bottom. Jax and Renekton looked at each other menacingly, and then
we just got to make our own fun then, you know?
Okay, how do we make our own fun at level 1?
I don't know, you can read some Skarner lore.
We can attack some chickens.
Okay,
no, we can ward some chickens.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
Watch the chickens die.
That's not bad.
All right.
Tower died.
Yep. Tower.
Yeah, it's a tower. 2 towers.
A little baby tower.
Yeah, it's a little small critter, you know?
The ward isn't traded back. EG's pretty happy about that one. Down to that last little sliver of HP, but not quite enough. Yeon and CoreJJ, I expect Ashe and Heimerdinger to really just totally control this lane in terms of the pressure and the priority. I expect Eyla and Unforgiven to just be hard stuck underneath that turret for most of this.
I will say that Heimerdinger skin, I really like it, but the chromos for it are kind of cursed. Like, that does not look like a bee anymore.
What does it look? Kind of looks like an alien.
I don't know, man. It looks like a little Yordle cut off something's head and then is wearing its head on top of its own head. Like, what is happening there?
That's pretty grimdark, man.
It is, right? It really changes the whole thematic.
Chaos Warrior Heimerdinger with a bee.
It's like some Mad Max stuff.
Yeah, all right.
What's up
I can actually get behind it. I like the skin more now.
Only the chromas. The base one is just a nice little friendly bee.
You know, my favorite Jax skin is the Gundam Jax, the robot one.
Yeah, I think
that one's
really
cool. Yeah,
especially when he pops his ult.
Yeah. That one's sick.
Oh, see, we're getting the picture-in-picture of the Heimer.
Yeah, Heimerdinger.
Show his face.
Look at him, dude.
What is going on? What is that thing, man?
Pyosik and Sheiden are fighting over the blue buff here, and you can see that Sheiden did end up winning it, but Pyosik forces him back.
I will say he has some swagger on the walk, though.
He does. Yeah. I like how you can toggle which walk.
That's a confident Yordle right there.
Yeah. CoreJJ, so confident that he's stopping EG from coming in to reinforce their own jungler. He wants Pyosik to at least get something out of this steal, but Pyosik just gets jumped on. Now Sheiden's coming around from the side. Nice flash from Pyosik into the twisted advance. It's first blood for Unforgiven, but Team Liquid's going to trade one back immediately. Plus 200 bonus gold over to EG as they punish the TL invade.
Yeah, they are going to be able to punch that invade. They get one back. That looks like a predictive grenade almost from CoreJJ. I would love to see that replay one more time to see if it was in fact, because he has turrets, he has his E. It looked like as Sheiden went forward, he just gets stunned on the engage. So I want to see the grenade here from Core. So he was trying to go forward. Yeah, he throws the grenade where he's going to W to. So nicely placed by Core. The grenade, he ignites him immediately, drops the turret. Maokai goes forward. They are able to get that kill. And they do maintain push through bot. But unfortunately, Unforgiven got a kill. He gets the red buff, and that advantage that you kind of had pushing through bot is taken away somewhat. Obviously, Yeon got double buff himself, so he's going to be feeling pretty good. And it's always so annoying when you're stuck in a lane and a champion like this now just essentially becomes manaless, right? Like you're just pressing volley on cooldown. Constant spam. And I love the fact that Team Liquid went for this because they have the Ashe Heimerdinger. They're not just content with saying, okay, we have bot lane control. They're trying to get something else out of it. But Evil Geniuses is saying, all right, if all you guys want to do is stay pushed up like this, then here we come. Nice flash out from CoreJJ to make sure he avoids both the crash down and the spectral maw. And now Yeon and Core putting a lot of damage back into Eyla. Jojo's coming around from behind though, as Evil Geniuses end up way worse for wear in terms of the health bars of the bottom lane. Jojo jumps in. Yeon's only got about 200 HP. He's trying to get away with 100 left. CoreJJ blocking the Void Seeker to stop Yeon from having to use either summoner spell. Man, I cannot believe that Yeon actually held on to all his summoners there. That was really bold. had a good read on it. Jojo makes this full roam down towards bot. It is now no TP, so he's going to lose at least one plate mid and probably like 2 full waves. So Jojo sacrificing his mid wave a lot.
And you talked about how obnoxious it is for Yeon to have the blue buff for the infinite mana spam with the arrows. How obnoxious is it for him to have the red buff for the extra regeneration so that once you get him low, it's not even going to be as impactful as you would like. Of course, he does end up taking the opportunity for the reset anyway. He goes back, purchases the full Berserker's Greaves. And with him going Berserker's Greaves and Unforgiven going for the Noon Quiver, considering Ashe has the automatic slows on auto attack anyway, if EG ever steps out too far and they're not already underneath the turret, Yeon will be able to run Unforgiven down so easily.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jojo now is down 10 CS. I mean, he has moved from lane multiple times. He moved to actually help out on that TL invade. He moved again down towards bot side to try to make a play on Yeon. APA has just been pushing relentlessly here, as most Tristanas will do.
Yeah.
And that has given him, you know, a 10 CS lead and a plate. And it's going to hurt Jojo quite a lot because he got nothing off either of those roams, not even an assist to his name for it. So that is the risk versus reward of these plays. When you play this roam heavy style, you can get massive amounts. Sometimes you roam down, you get multiple kills, you really get your team ahead. That can be game defining. But when you get nothing, you can really start to fall behind.
Especially against Trist, man. With the E on the turrets, on top of having Demolish in your secondary runes, this champion ruins those turrets, and it can be very costly very quickly. So Jojo's going to have a little bit of catching up to do back there in the mid lane. Still just the 0-1-1 scoreline for both of our junglers. They were the victims of that 3v3 scrap in the bottom side jungle of EG super early. Team Liquid with about a plus 600 gold advantage over their opponents right now. A good chunk of that is the mid lane. As APA, not afraid to rocket jump right in on top of Jojo. Pyosik coming around, but he cannot twisted advance in time. Jojo stole away the buster shot, knocked APA back.
That was actually really well played from Jojo, because what I thought was going to happen with Pyosik there was I thought that APA was going to jump in and basically get a 4-charge explosive shot on him with all the autos, right? That Jojo wouldn't be able to turn to trade back. But Jojo just turns, gets a quick trade, and then buster shots him away. So ends up winning out on that trade without actually allowing Pyosik to close the gap. So I think that was really well played by Jojo in what could have been a pretty disadvantageous position. But TL used the pressure through bot, used the pressure through mid. They go over, they secure this dragon very easily here for themselves. Jojo's trying to get the push, and Sheiden and Jojo will try to ward TL away, but TL knows this is going to happen, so they brought the extra member.
Exactly. They want to make sure that APA can get back underneath this tier 1 turret, not miss out on any of the gold from the minions. You can see him waiting there to make sure that he doesn't actually ruin his own pickup of the cannon minion there with the explosion from the E. And now Evil Geniuses still down a little bit of gold, but nothing too concerning. I mean, plus 300, not that big of a deal ever. And Shaiden's got control over this bottom side river to grab the crab too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's basically just the difference in mid lane, right?
Yeah.
You know, the plate that he grabbed as well as that CS advantage that he has accrued for himself. And it was well played, I think, by TL to make sure they brought that extra man to be able to escort APA back to that wave. Otherwise, the CS would have equalized there, right? So it's these little things that these teams are doing to try to enable their mid laner and try to keep him in an advantageous position. APA has been a bit of a kind of breath of fresh air for TL. You know, he came in, things just started kind of working right off the bat. You know, they had that great initial weekend, which I think built a lot of confidence in him from his teammates, you know, built a lot of confidence for himself as well. But it just means so much when your team has faith in you, when your team knows that you can carry a game, when your team knows that you can really get it done. It's going to make them want to put resources into you and want to play for you. Which is, I think, such a big part of being successful.
And especially surprising and impressive when we consider the environment that they're in because of the fact that he's the one who doesn't speak Korean. I know a lot of people were really concerned about breaking up the full Korean comms to swap APA in, but it's worked out great with the communication they've got so far. Team Liquid has started up the Herald for themselves. APA is going to make the rotation over, as is Summit. And EG, I don't think there's any contest happening here. Jojo's really late to the party, though. Everybody's already caught the Uber home, so TL can just walk this one out, I would believe. However, Jojo's ready to go in with a Stolen Nature's Graph. The real one fired off, back by Pyosik as he grabs the kill on Jojo. But Team Liquid is about to stop him from even getting anything back at all. Revenge trying to put some damage into APA as Pyosik gets away, and Shaiden's going to chase him down, but it's a 2-for-1, plus the objective for Team Liquid.
That's a big win there for TL. Jojo so squishy at this point of the game. They try to force the fight, but man, Renekton in these early fights with that ulti is such a beast. it's going to be incredibly difficult to deal with. And it looked like, I want to see this one more time, because it looked to me like Sheiden tried to go for a flash ulti and kind of shorted his ulti to actually finish off Pyosik. If he got that first reset a lot faster, it could have been a different fight. Because very clearly the call is everyone go in onto the Maokai, burst him down, get the reset. Let's see right here. So out of this, he flashes. Yeah, he flashed and he ulted in place, right? And I think he thought I flashed in on top of him. If he plays that a little bit differently, it's hard to know, but like maybe you could keep your extra member alive. Like maybe the Jax doesn't die, maybe you can peel for him or something. You get that additional alt reset. You know, you have the Maokai to like knock him away. Hard to know, but definitely a bit of a misplay there from Sheiden.
Yeah.
I do think the bigger misplay though was actually going for it at all, because they were too late to the play. And
it's already over.
Exactly, and it's like maybe if you insta-kill the Maokai before he gets any spells off, you win, but that seemed like a tough one to do because Jojo died so fast.
Sheiden wanted to look for a potential opportunity in bot lane with Yeon and CoreJJ still being pushed up all the way to that turret, but stepped over a ward, and that means the plan is foiled before it even really gets to begin. Honestly, good job from Evil Genius's bottom lane so far. Underneath that tier 1, they've been stuck there the entirety of the lane, but their CS is not suffering at all for it.
Yep, doing a good job actually prepping those minions. You have to work really well together as that AD support duo to make sure that you're not messing those up, and they're going to go for an engage now.
Ayla over the wall with Magnet Storm finds APA, but Pyosik dropping his ulti, trying to disengage. EG switches aggro back over to the enemy jungler, and Ayla's going to be blown up by the rocket jump. Jojo escapes off to the side, but now Shaiden's got to be careful. APA continuing to pour those auto attacks into the enemy jungler. Summit's ready to catch him. Heartbreaker back over the wall, but Sheiden is in the wrong jungle. Summit's on the chase. Sheiden should be able to escape here with a Herald path.
Yeah, Summit knows that if he continues chasing, he's just going to waste time. And at best, you make the Viego execute, but you would lose a plate and that wave top, so he can't continue the chase here. But again, TL going for a play, you know, we're actually turning around a play very, very well. It's EG trying to go for this engage, trying to burst down Pyosik. I guess they just feel like they couldn't close the gap on the APA, but I feel like APA would have been the better target. Ayla has him locked down for quite a long time, and they're ignoring him so heavily that he just rocket jumps in on top of them, kills off the support, gets the reset here. Thankfully for EG, Sheiden and Jojo both do escape, and the roam is not successful from Summit, but it is just that 1-for-1. I think TL did a good job to actually turn that around.
Nicely done from a team that's now 1,500 gold ahead of their opponents. 12 minutes in. Nice early game lead on top of the Infernal Drake. They already secured 2. Second Drake of the game spawning here in about 10 seconds. As APA, I feel like every time the camera pans to him, man, he's jumping in.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has the confidence to do that because Pyosik is just walking up behind him, right? So the only way that Jojo can actually take those trades is if he goes aggressive in onto him. But with Pyosik coming right in after, if you go in aggressive, if you jump in for that absconded duck, you're going to get rooted up and you're going to get burst down. So, you know, TL really enabling APA well, and he is a player that plays with a lot of confidence. You know, we saw this when he first came out for TL, was playing Trist in some of those games, and looked really good on it. You know, from a position of power, this guy is not afraid to jump in. This guy's not afraid to look for the aggressive play. He's not. It's just one of those players that's going to sit back and only hit frontline. He'll look for those angles to try to go deep and make something happen.
Well, we've got the second Drake of the game live now. Neither one of our top laners have their teleports ready to go to join up with this, so they'll probably both just be hanging out here as everybody else is jockeying for position for this objective. It's Team Liquid with control over the river right now, but EG are looking for a way they might be able to approach. Jojo with the Everfrost route onto Pyosik. Sheiden right next to him. Jojo stealing away that Maokai ulti, and now they're ready to chase after these guys with a Nature's Grasp, only finding the enemy Maokai, but Pyosik is not tanky. He'll die to Sheiden, and that's Team Liquid losing their jungler. EG should be able to secure the Drake off of this.
Yeah, this time EG had the extra member. That's why they can go for that play. Unforgiven makes the roam up. He goes in with the killer instinct, and that is really the difference maker, because in those previous fights, they didn't have their AD there to help burst down Pyosik. So not only do they kill off him and should potentially get this dragon, they also got the flash off Core, but we'll see if they can in fact secure it. Yeon and Core are around and are harassing a little bit. APA looks like he's going to move up top, so they are potentially going for a red, or maybe even trying to push Revenge off and look for some sort of a dive, because APA is still playing in that topside jungle.
Exactly. He's trying to get something back. They know they can't fight for the Drake at this point, so APA walks into the jungle there, sees the red is up. He'll go ahead and take that one pretty swiftly here with a Tristana. They do not have a minion wave ready to try to make a dive onto the Jax, and with 2 physical damage auto attack based champions that would have to dive a champion who becomes immune to that for a couple of seconds with no wave, you're not really wanting to force that.
Yeah, it becomes very, very dangerous. You know, you have to be able to get that immediate deletion, the 100-0, where you're like flashing in on Renekton, stunning him up before you can get Counter-Strike, and then bursting him down. But obviously, risky play. So just goes up, takes that red, A lot of plates were farm mid, so APA Very Rich has been the beneficiary of a couple of these kills in these skirmishes. You know, out at 6,000 gold already, so he is the richest member in the game right now. He's a good 700 gold ahead of second place.
Uh-oh, Jojo. This is a real bad spot to be. That Maokai ulti catches him here at the very end, and the Team Liquid guns are blazing as Jojo drops for the second time.
Yeah, 4 members bot there for Jojo. Was not expecting it. This is one of those tendencies in spring a lot. He got punished as he was going out towards those side lanes, would often get picked off. Teams started to really try to prey on that. Has not been something that has been happening nearly as much in summer, but not only did they get that pick, it means they're gonna get first power down on bot side, and again, it is solo gold there for APA, so he gets all of that donated into him. EG trying to take Herald back on the other side, but TL is moving over here, and they're kind of first to the play. Ayla is looking for this deep flank, though, and the TP's coming in from Jojo.
Ayla with a 3-man magnet storm. EG needs to follow up, and they're going to find Yeon immediately. Also CoreJJ, also Pyosik. It's 1, 2, 3. Line them up, knock them down. Evil geniuses with a cutthroat execution and immediate payoff.
What a flank there coming through from Ayla. Finds the angle. Oh, the cross-map arrow. Wait, he's not going to die, right? No, okay, he gets out. If one more shot actually would have killed him there, I think. So that was actually kind of close. But really nice play there from EG. Ayla finds the angle, gets in on multiple members right as Jojo is TPing in off of that death. They get the kills, they get mid lane tower, they get the Herald. So that is really well done. EG are going to take the gold lead here, I think, momentarily. Or at the very least, close it back to pretty much 0. And when they drop that Herald, it could mean they do go into the lead. So Ayla was just not spotted. The TP's coming through. They start to realize the play is coming out, but just beautiful engage there. And the flash follow-up as well from Sheiden. Gets the Heartbreaker across multiple members. Jojo arrives. He's in on top of everyone and holding that Ashe arrow. So even if you try to flash away, the Ashe arrow would have been there to actually get that follow-up and get that kill. And now EG back down towards bot side, trying to get some coverage here for Jojo, because it has been a lot of attention towards Jojo from TL. This has been a real pattern that we've been seeing against EG, that everyone kind of just is trying to prey on Jojo, hold down that member that people see as this strongest guy on EG. So EG are trying to match that. You know, if you believe your mid laner is going to win 1v1 and they keep sending guys to take him down, well, guess what? You need to send your guys to be behind him and take those 2v2s, take those 3v3s, believe in your ability to out-execute.
I mean, I also just got a comment. REll engages are the best engages in League of Legends in patch 13.13, I feel like. The ability to just constantly use this champion, and we've seen multiple players do it, to find these multi-man engages that just feel like they're doomed as soon as she hits the angle. Nicely done from EG and Ayla.
TL again, back down towards bot, but EG are here on the coverage. They know that TL is just hunting for him. It's just 4 members bot for Jojo again. They went for this play last time. They killed him off with 4 members bot. That got them the first hour. And EG are saying, you're nowhere on the map. We know you have to be going for Jojo. We'll see if they can keep him safe, because I don't know that he's going to expect that they stayed around this whole time. Ayla is kind of in the area, and Jojo is hanging back pretty far. I think he's nervous because no one is shown in the other waves still besides Yeon.
Exactly.
So his spider senses are tingling a little bit, is going to play it safe, is going to be sitting back.
Topside Summit versus Revenge. Both ultis get popped as Summit tries to kite away, letting the Dominus build up the Fury, but Unforgiven jumps in with a killer instinct and lets Revenge take the kill.
That's exactly how EG should be playing it. TL left 4 members on bot for a long time trying to find Jojo. Jojo plays it safe. As soon as his coverage is not there, they back off. And what do? They attack the other side of the map where you know TL can't have those additional members. They get a kill on Summit. They drop the Herald. That's going to be the cash-in for another turret, and that is going to be EG taking a gold lead now for what feels like pretty much the first time in this game. But again, they're back towards bot side looking for Jojo.
Jojo flashes to get extra distance. He still gets caught in the Maokai ulti, but he's so far past his own tier 2 turret that Team Liquid can't get any backup damage onto him. Nice stun. Magnet Storm there from Ayla as Jojo can't burst down APA in time, and it's Pyosik swooping in to clean up the kill. Now Team Liquid's got to get all the way out. Revenge is coming around from the side, trying to collapse on these guys in time. Pyosik will die for what I believe is the 6th time this game. Arrow flies through. Not going to get much out of that one. Pyosik still running and running and running and running. Nope, Shaiden's not going to catch him. It's time for Maokai's wild journey. Somebody play the yakety
Unforgiven's
sax.
coming, so I think he's probably going to die now, but we'll see. Can he get the execute? That's the question. Oh,
nope. Void Seeker right in the face. Pyosik still trying to get away. Oh my god, he's still getting away. He's still getting away. Maokai just walked through the turrets like it was an old Trick 2G video from 10 years ago and just walked away.
Oh my God, man. Made the unthinkable happen.
He simply walked away from the other champions.
The most devastating of outplays.
Nicely done from Pyosik. I mean, hey, it provided a distraction that let Team Liquid find 2 tier 1 turrets, and they're back in a 1,000 gold lead. But now Summit has overstayed his welcome here on the top side. Jojo stealing away the dominance, pops it in response to Summit using the real one as he tries to drain tank through these guys. Abscond abduct. Goodbye, Mr. Croc. Sheiden goes on a rampage. The Drake goes over to Team Liquid in the meantime.
Yep, going to be able to get that back. So at least EG fighting back, getting something on the top side. Now, as much as Jojo was kind of criticized in spring for being that guy that got picked off in side lanes, that has been the reputation around Summit for almost his entire career. So EG trying to pick on him as well. And now with that pick, they're straight here onto the Baron. Look at Eyla's spot. He is looking for the deep flank. He avoided that blue trinket. So TL may just walk in and get roasted by this flank. Yeon and AP are stacked, and this could be the perfect angle.
The Baron's already down to about 1,500. They're going to secure it, and now Pyosik's here on the front line. Sheiden may be bursted. They got to be careful about that. Eyla coming around from the side as Unforgiven goes in with a killer instinct, and APA will be killed. They've already found 2. CoreJJ's the focus for Revenge. He's trying to get him with the helicopter. Yeon gets locked down, but Revenge has to get back out. Summit's made his teleport into the mix, and EG needs to disengage.
Summit has his flash, but I don't think there's going to be an angle for anything. Massive play for EG. TL got so much momentum on the map from that escape from Pyosik early, where they're able to get multiple towers. They're getting the dragon, but EG get a pick on top side, and they just pull the trigger on this Baron. They're bursting it down so incredibly quick. They just finish it before Pyosik can get into the pick, because Pyosik had no flash. And then Eyla here on that flank that I was talking about was not spotted earlier. They knew he was there at the end of the fight, of course, but he still is able to get in on top of APA, lock him down, burst him down. And TL forced the retreat here from Revenge. Helicopter very nearly grounded as Revenge is going to slink away.
And you can see
he
the
was
arrow.
hovering.
The stolen arrow from Jojo there, just barely missing Core as well.
3 points.
Yeah, if that one hit CoreJJ, you're going to get another kill there. So at least Team Liquid are thankful that Jojo's not really dialed in on those arrows here.
1 point. 3 flowers.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, we got a 1,500 gold lead for EG, and it's really going to come down to how much can they get out of this Baron. You know there's a lot of standing gold here on the map. Still one of the tier 1 turrets left available for them to take down there in the bottom lane. You can see Revenge already set up to split and take that. All 3 tier 2s ready for the taking.
Look at all of TL, though. They're kind of just playing this game. It's like the TL Goon Squad, man. They're just walking around, you know, roaming it up, and they're just looking to find these, like, 4v2s, 3v1s, these type of plays where they're trying to catch out EG in transition. They're hoping that EG, who's trying to play through sides, is going to get lazy on these plays. And they don't have the Baron buff, but they're the ones who are going to knock down this tier 2 mid because there's not enough members here from EG. EG was trying to play through sides, was looking for 1-3-1, and TL say, great, you're going to play through sides. We're going to group 5. We're going to go mid. Maybe we get a kill, maybe we don't, but we will take the tier 2.
Yeah, that's a little goofy, man. Normally you don't see the team without Baron having the priority over the map, but that's the state of the game here as evil geniuses get caught unaware. The Baron buff, the Red Bull Baron power play up to plus 3,000. So remember the baseline is 1,500 just for getting the objectives. So they've doubled up on that. They've only got it for another 30 seconds. I would have expected Revenge to be able to at least get this tier 1 in the bottom lane, but it did not happen. So
well, and there were so many TL members on that bottom side that I think if they were expecting he was going to push for that. And I think TL's play was Jax will go for the tier 1 and we're going to kill him. And I think that's what they were looking for. So I think EG had that read, and that's why he didn't push up. And that's why on the other side of the map, it was Jojo pushing for the tier 2. He took the tier 2 top, right?
Yeah.
Because they knew that TL had so many members down there, and now trouble here potentially.
Jojo jumps in on Summit, who escapes without needing to use the Dominus or the Flash, but now evil geniuses have forced their way into the bottom lane to take the tier 1 turret with the very last remnants of that Baron.
But look at this Tristana doing work up on the top side. You know, everyone pushed down here for EG. Revenge bases early enough, so he will be able to stop this pressure. But I think TL played out that Baron pretty intelligently, right? They lost the Baron, they lost the fight. That sucks. But it could have been so much more, you know, if they're trying to fight, if they're trying to, you know, contest EG in a situation where they could actually get a potentially game-ending fight. So instead, they cross map, they try to force with 5 members through mid. You know, they're able to actually get down that tier 2 mid. They're able to go up top and push out that wave. So they're trying to get what they can with the hand that they were dealt. It is going to be this dragon, though, spawning in 45, and we'll see who is going to be playing heavily towards it. Would be the 3rd dragon for TL, 2nd for EG. Cloud Soul pretty nice, honestly, as JoJo's ulti was going to expire, so he's just going to let it rip.
Yeah, fires it off at Yeon, catches him at the very end, forces the cleanse, as Sheiden would have been able to follow up with Spectral Maw, and that could have very easily been a kill.
That cleanse is actually such a big deal, because now, if TL wants to contest at this dragon, there's a good chance that you just get flashed on and stunned up. Great sidestep.
Yeah, Unforgiven doing a good job there, avoiding the enchanted crystal arrow. So yeah, trading out the summoner spells, both AD carries vulnerable there.
Absolutely, because these are not guys with a dash. I mean, Unforgiven can reposition with his ulti, but if you get flash stunned by the Renekton, if you get flash, helicoptered up by the Jax as Yeon, it can be really problematic. TL trying to hold this space in the river as JoJo was trying to force his way in, and now the Jax is going to TP. It's a very deep flank here from Revenge, and I think TL are going to have to take this fight.
There's the arrow coming out, stolen from Jojopyun. Eyla ready to follow up with a two-man Magnet Storm, and CoreJJ is already down. APA having to flash away back onto the ramp, but now they got to be careful because Unforgiven's into the back with a killer instinct, and they found Yeon too. Team Liquid is collapsing under the might of evil geniuses. JoJo chases Pyosik away as Summit was too late to the party to change the outcome. Revenge is ready to jump over the wall and follow him all the way. One more leap strike should do it. There's the helicopter. Ace for evil geniuses.
Nicely played by EG. It's the exact play that I was talking about. As soon as you force that cleanse, you know the play you're looking for here, and it's all about this deep TP coming in from Revenge. I think TL did a good job. TL sees where the Jax is coming from, so all they can really do is try to kite back up into this area and try to defend right here. But look at Revenge going over the wall, flashing forward, stuns up Yeon, who is that target, that priority target with no cleanse. Unforgiven is killer instincted into the back line, and EG execute exactly how they wanted to. And it's really all off of that earlier play where they're able to force the cleanse off of Yeon. That is what prompted EG to look for this fight. They had that deep port, they had the preparation. Someone arrived, but it was too little too late for him. And Revenge is that X factor there, and EG has been able to preempt the play a number of times. Earlier in this game, TL were the ones that felt like they were in the driver's seat, but now, 26 minutes in, it's a 5K lead here for EG. It is 2 dragons to 2, Baron spawning, and I think EG are just gonna start it up right on spawn. They want to try to force a TP out of APA, who I believe they know his bot side. I'm not 100% sure they was spotted, but they're forcing.
And EG can do this Baron fast. They've already got it down to about below 5,000. Summit's going to get caught out here. Ayla stuns him up with a shattering strike into the crash down. Summit's dead before the fight can ever even start. Team Liquid have already lost a man. Ayla still has Magnet Storm ready to go. APA's been found. Tristana's dead. There's no hope left for Team Liquid. They got to try to get everybody out and lose as few men as possible, but most of them's already dead. There's the Void Seeker. Ayla finally drops the ulti. Pyosik's running into the enemy jungle, but that tree's about to get chopped. I don't know if he's going on a magical trip around the world this time, Azael. He's just going to get beat to death with that stick while evil geniuses go back into the Baron pit. They're going to get a clean ace for nothing. Revenge is just spamming some animations on him. Delaying the death actually ends up being a benefit as well because it's less time that Team Liquid has all 5 back on the map. Evil geniuses, massive play.
Clean ace there for EG at the end of the day, and they take the Baron. Another great engage. They just collapse on the flanker. Summit is trying to come in here, trying to look for that potential flanking play as the rest of TL was over on the other side. But EG just collapse on him, kill him off immediately. They burst him down so quickly there that there was no recourse for TL. It was just a full-on retreat after that. They find APA on the side.
Yeah.
They even had the stolen Maokai ult coming through, didn't even need it as he just got burst down as well. It's just a great collapse. He cleared out that ward, so he spotted. Look at Ayla. Ayla just circumvented the vision, wrapped around here on this backside, and surprise, he is behind you. He avoids the slice as well, so there was no ability to dice. Gets burst down, and then APA is spotted here by Ayla. Jojo throws the ult over the wall, and Sheiden in the Renekton body flashes over the wall, stuns him up. The follow-up is there. Sheiden is having a really good game here, playing very aggressively on the Viego, and EG are playing that classic EG style that they were known for, where they are willing to take these skirmishes, where they are willing to take all fights, and they just believe in their ability to outplay in these situations.
In a lot of games, support play can get overshadowed, but I'll tell you right now, Ayla's my front runner for MVP of this one. Yeah. Unless something else completely crazy happens. The angles that that he's found, the engages that he's found, multiple different points in the game, whether they were already ahead or if it was even ground or if they were behind. It's been a great REll performance from him, as Jojo versus Summit in the mid lane is not much of a close contest. The Sylas is very strong now.
I mean, Sylas has a full death cap. It's 4 completed items to 2 on the Renekton. So Jojo is ridiculously fed. He roamed often, he roamed early. The early ones did not really work out, but he just said, well, if at first you don't succeed, try again. They just kept looking for these fights, and now they caught APA.
APA had to try to buffer out of that one as Eyla goes in with a Magnet Storm, but he's a little bit too far ahead of the rest of the team now. Yeon gets the kill. Enemy support down. Team Liquid is a 5v4. Evil Genius is going to go ahead and recall Jojo. He can rejoin the rest of the team here with an Unleashed Teleport. They can drop it in the bottom lane to guarantee they take the turret if they want. Revenge sticking around to try to put the rest of the damage into this one, but they don't want to recommit just yet. Instead, they'll back away.
Yeah, they don't want to risk anything too much here, and there's a lot of gold to spend up usually after these kind of pushes. They want to reset and get ready for Dragon, I believe, here. They have that Baron recall. They can get back to base, spend up all their gold, try to buy luxury items, get your potions, get everything ready, and look to try to take this fight here around the Dragon. The TL is trying to move out on the map, trying to reclaim vision here slowly through their jungle. Sheiden's still around, will be spotted, but it is the push topside from Jojo. You can see EG getting all the waves moving in their direction. Bot side is already moving in their direction. Top side being pushed in. They have multiple members moving up here through mid. And Unforgiven and Sheiden are cheating over to cover Jojo on this push because they know there's a possibility that TL would look for that play. So I think EG playing it out very intelligently. They're going to have full push through mid with those supers. And then if there's an angle for engage, great, you go for it. If there's not, you just retreat back to the Dragon, take a freebie.
Easy peasy. Evil Genius is up 10,000 gold at this point in the game. Everything's falling apart for Team Liquid. They're going to need a massive punish or just the perfect fight if they want to have any chance at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for them. And they don't have the best playmaking tools, I will say. You know, when you look over at their side, the engage is like an Ashe arrow. The engage is, you know, maybe a flash in from Pyosik, but there's not really kind of those X-Factor plays you think about where you can find that really explosive play. So I think for them, it's just about trying to maintain as much defensive vision as you can. See if you can find someone from EG who's, you know, playing in fog, who doesn't see you, that you can get a pick on with an Ashe arrow, with a quick engage. Because it has to be an odd number fight. Like, they're just so far behind in the individual roles right now. So it is going to be very difficult. Pretty much everyone is down a full item where it counts.
Jojo is farming chickens, but he has the Unleashed Teleport to join up with the team if he needs to, just in case Team Liquid tried to pull the trigger on one of those 5v4 desperate situations. Pyosik hit by a Void Seeker there. It's going to force him back into the base. Honestly, Team Liquid's going to have a tough time leaving these walls for the rest of the game, I would have to bet.
I mean, it is really hard, right? You know, they have one deep ward for a potential TP, and you look down in their jungle, like, that's about it. They got this ward here to potentially look for some sort of a play, but I don't think it's really going to happen. And EG, stolen Maokai ult's going to push you back. That should guarantee the inhib and maybe much more.
Yeah, the Everfrost locks down Pyosik. They're going to burst him before he can even do anything about it. Jojo is dominating as Evil Geniuses continue their push. Sheiden's into the back line, and then they pop Summit next. APA rocket jumps away to barely survive as Yeon and CoreJJ try to fire back, but Sheiden escapes. The abduct from Jojo won't find a target. Team Liquid's got to be careful. The Sylas cooldowns are insane. Sheiden finds the kill on Core, and Yeon and APA are back into the fountain. Jojo goes too hard, too far. He drops to APA. Evil Geniuses have a 3v2.
Jojo diving deep there on that play, does end up going down, but damn, the start of it was great. The stolen Maokai ult gets the first kill. The stolen Ashe ult gets another. And Sheiden, again, as he picks up these bodies, he's just going so aggressive on the plays, being able to follow through, utilize the full kits of these champions he's picking up, and EG are poised to get another win here, which would put Sheiden 2-0 on his debut weekend. APA, when he came in, he had that flawless intro weekend, and Sheiden is trying to look to do the same. EG were on that 4-game losing streak, and Sheiden has really, I think, made an impact in these first 2 games.
And not only is it good news for Sheiden, it's good news for an Evil Geniuses squad that can still fight for first place in the split overall for the regular season. Getting just one of those top 2 spots, getting that free pass to the first round feels really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now they are 11-5, Cloud9, or excuse me, 10-6. I guess these rankings are wrong. Yeah, 10-6. And so they're 2 games back of where Cloud9 is, but obviously could potentially still catch up. Jojo looking for that deep flank. He's coming through blue.
Jojo's got the stolen ulti buster shot into APA. He buffers through it. Eyla coming around from the side, trying to lock these guys down, and Summit's already killed. Unforgiven with the burst damage as Eyla pops the Magnet Storm and Pyosik's gonna be going next. Revenge lands the chopper right on top of Team Liquid, and he won't stop now. Yeon can't get him back. It's only CoreJJ against the world, and you can't swag walk away from this one. Jojo and Unforgiven pop him. EG's gonna drop him, and TL can't stop him. It's another dub for the geniuses as they'll take out Team Liquid in 34 minutes.
What a fight there from EG. The ace coming through for EG. They're going to clean this one up. Such a scrappy game and a really impressive performance after falling back pretty early in this game.
Awesome team fighting, awesome engages, awesome performance from the evil geniuses.
Second win here this weekend for EG. So now moving